Hi everyone, welcome back or welcome to another episode of Life with Marion and Joe, and I'm going to be continuing my fall 2024 series in the dining room here today. I did the hutch the other day. Please check out that video. And today I'll be doing a centerpiece that wound up a little bit over the top on the dining room table, for show of course. So I'm going to start here by putting this runner down that we got a few years ago in the Christmas tree shop. I still miss that place. And it has all the colors that I'm using this year, the orange, the greens, and a little bit of gold. So usually for the dining room centerpiece, don't look at the branches there, I would use like this long board with the garland on it as my base so that it lays low on the table, and this way if you have guests, and you can see across each other. But we're not planning on having any dinner parties in the dining room, so I wanted to create something different because I'm just tired of doing the same thing all the time. That although I change the contents of it, it's still the same thing, and it like hampers my creative process. So I decided I'm going to create a centerpiece, just a big centerpiece in the center. It's for show. It really wouldn't be conducive for a dinner party, but again, it's something you could use if you're not going to be eating at that table, or you could use it in another area, whatever. So I'm using this punch bowl right here, and as you can see, I have garland in it because it'll serve as a base for things to hold on to. The next thing I did was I used some chicken wire here, and I kind of made it into like an igloo kind of a shape, and this way it will assist in things that I can attach to it as well as things that have to stand up. I'm going to be using floral wire, and what I do is I pierce it into the things I'm going to put into this arrangement. And then what I'll do is I secure it to the arrangement by way of twisting it on the chicken wire. Next thing in will be some greenery. So next in, I put the row of greenery down here, and I chose these specifically because they had these kind of tendrils on it, which reminded me of, the pumpkin plants and so on. Now I'm going to begin filling in with some fruit before I start adding the fall color. I'm going to do the same thing I did with the pumpkin. I put the floral wire in, and then I go in there and wrap it around the chicken wire, and then tighten it against it. So I'm going to build the apples first. All right, so you see I started to randomly put the apples in, and I just made sure that the floral wire went in and then around the chicken wire and then back out. And then I gave it a little bit of twist. It shouldn't take that much abuse, so I don't have to go crazy. I have to put another apple here, I think, and then I'm going to switch to the pears before I put any more apples in. All right, now these are the pears, and I'm not going to go crazy putting these in because they're so close in color to the apples, but you do see the difference between them. So I'm going to put a few of these in here, and then if I need more, I'll stick in more later, but I'm just going to put like that initial base in right now. Same way, putting the floral wire in and then into the chicken wire. In addition to attaching with the floral wire, I also use the toothpick. So see, I stick a toothpick in one, and then what I'll do is I'll stick the toothpick into another piece of fruit so it goes exactly where I want it. All right, so just like I would have told my kids in class, this is something you need to be patient with. And not that we did our projects. I was a biology teacher, both, same thing. You need to assess what you're doing and then stand back and take a look at it. And what you're looking for, kind of like in an art piece like this, is you're trying to look for some balance, right? So I had the big orange here, and then I have a lot of the greenery, and then I added the orange in here, and I had to keep stepping back. And I'll be really honest with you, this is not the easiest project because It just isn't. I mean, some things go really smoothly. This didn't. And I know some of you out there are thinking, well, you should have put the fruit in before you put the leaves. But you know what? If you do it that way, you're going to cover everything up. And it's still getting covered up this way. I mean, that's okay. It's part of the design, but you could, do the fruit first. Obviously, it would be easier to get to the chicken wire than with the foliage in front of it. But, you have to do whatever's best for you. And I just found this way to work better. Next in, grapes, of course. All right, so now I have the grapes in, but now I got to make it look a little bit more fall-like. So I'm going to use these picks in here to bring it to its full fruition, so to speak. Okay, so after adding leaves, I also added these picks which has little pumpkins and gourds on them, and I put in some pine cones as well. So I stepped away and I saw that it needed a little bit more fruit when it came back in. So I put the fruit in using the toothpick method. And then what I did was I started pushing in some of the leaves and pulling fruit out so it was more exposed. Okay, so here's the final product for now until I decide to change it. And as you can see on each side, what I did was I used black candlesticks to kind of ground the whole thing, and the green candles so that it would highlight the green. And it's a little bit over the top, yeah, but it screams fall, the bountiful harvest that I like to portray in the dining room, and I think it goes really well in the hutch. All right, so next time you see me, I'm going to be showing you my finishing touches in the dining room and how I try to make a cohesive look in every room so that it just makes sense. It's the teacher in me that does that. Thanks for stopping by. I'll be seeing you really soon. Bye-bye. Take care.